Yeah, bring him along. Just another cartoon character. Snoopy? Really? Just when we thought that Swatch had left Omega alone and now was infiltrating Blancpain and probably other brands within the Swatch crew, they've done it again. And this is big news because this could be potentially one of the biggest MoonSwatch releases that we have seen so far. Swatch has just teased the silver Snoopy MoonSwatch. And if you're not into Omega, you might not know the significance of this. And it completely overshadows the latest Blancpain that most people didn't even talk about. And here's the thing, this is going to make a lot of people very happy and a lot of people very upset. You remember when Tom Hanks said,
Houston, we have a problem.
That phrase is related to the Silver Snoopy and Omega and NASA and the Apollo 13 mission. Apollo 13 was the third moon mission, but because of system failure, the shuttle had to get back to Earth and never landed on the moon. Basically, the instruments failed. They had to rely on the watches on their wrist, which happened to be the NASA-approved Omega Speedmaster, to calculate everything precisely to be able to get back to Earth. The fuel consumption, the speed, everything had to be very precise for them to be able to get back in one piece. And they managed to do that thanks to the accuracy, the precision of the Omega Speedmaster. And this was back in the 1970s, so they were still using the Lemania-based movement. Not everything is about in-house, you know. And where Snoopy comes in within the Omega brand is not like what Oris is doing with Kermit. The Silver Snoopy Award is a very prestigious award that's given to individuals and companies that have made real contributions to NASA. One of the brands that received this recognition, this award, was Omega, because it kind of helped these astronauts get back safely. So Omega received a Silver Snoopy Award. And that is why they have these Silver Snoopy editions every, few years. They come out with one, and they're very hard to get. So these are very special. And the story adds to the significance of Snoopy. This isn't just another collaboration with a comic character. There's real history here. So this is why I think this is going to piss people off. This collaboration with Swatch and Snoopy. Because what Swatch is doing is taking this Silver Snoopy Award and kind of making it less important. Yeah, I understand. It's a tribute, whatever, but it's not Omega, right? It's still a Swatch. But now we have some questions. What could this collaboration indicate for the future of Swatch? What is the problem with this strategy? I think what happened is when the Blancpain release happened, Swatch didn't receive that hype that it got from the MoonSwatch. So they made this very clear distinction between the MoonSwatch collaborations and the other brand collaborations. They already know that if they were to collaborate with other brands within the Swatch group, it's not going to create as much of a hype as it did with Omega. They already have the golden goose. They already have their hero product. Because of the success of the Snoopy Swatch, MoonSwatch, they are going to keep hitting those IPs. Maybe the next big hit is going to be the 007 edition Seamaster Swatch. And that might not be immediately after this, but eventually it will lead up to those. But the problem with this strategy, specifically with the Silver Snoopy, is that the rarity of Silver Snoopy, that is one of the things that intrigues people. It's not like every other Speedmaster has a Snoopy on it. This is a very special watch. And even those that might not know about the story of Apollo 13 mission, this kind of creates that intrigue. Like, why is everybody, hyped up about the Silver Snoopy and Omega? What's so special? And they might start looking into it. Now, when you put this swatch on everybody's wrist, it kind of diminishes that IP. It diminishes the rarity of the silver Snoopy. I love the Snoopy MoonWatch. For me, as a fan of Omega, I would be fine with it. I would just buy it. But I'm just thinking, objectively, not personally, objectively, what does this do to the brand, to Omega in the long run? Now, what is a better way that Swatch could handle this that doesn't hurt the current offerings? If Swatch dug into Omega's archive and played around with vintage pieces, that would be so cool. Omega's not going to do that. They've moved on. They're working with Seamasters and modern Speedmasters and new materials and new movements focused on new designs and evolving those designs. But the archive is untouched. What if Swatch worked on those archives? Give them a fresh look. I think that would be fun. You'd still have the Omega name, but it doesn't hurt the modern, it separates itself from the modern collection. What we don't know so far is whether or not these will be limited, and we also don't know if this is going to be just one watch or they're going to release like a whole collection of different colored Snoopy editions. Even for me, I do believe that there are better ways to do this, but I'm not opposed to the idea. That's it. Hope you enjoyed this, and let me know in the comments, what do you think? Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We got to 5K. Thank you so much for that. Let's get to 10 and see where we go from there.